Hey YouTube, how's it going? It's Willa Jim Sauce, and I'm back with another video. This is episode 3 in the Sauceception Hardcore Ironman series. So, actually, one of the first things, one of the first two things. One of the first things I wanted to say is I apologize for the span in the episode 2 to this episode. I was just a little bit busy these past couple days. I've actually had these clips ready to go, and I just needed to put the commentary right now over it and get it uploaded and everything, and just didn't get around to it, but we're here now. So actually, I guess another thing, thank you guys so much for the support on the last video. The second episode actually has more views on it than the first episode, and we are at, I think at the time of this video, 850 subscribers, something like that. So about 150 more until that 1,000 milestone, and then we'll be able to basically partner this channel, and we should be in full swing, and that's very, very exciting. So one thing that I wanted to add to this video, I'm going to throw it up on the screen right now for you guys. And I think I want to do this is kind of take a comment from each video and put it in the next one, whether it's like a positive comment or something funny or whatever it is. I kind of want to, just, I guess, showcase it a little bit because I do appreciate when you guys comment, and I do read everything. So this comes from Troy Zahara. Hopefully I said that right. And he says, I am new to the bandwagon, but it's good to see the content flowing in. It's also refreshing to see a progression video that isn't based off of efficiency and grinding, but rather doing what you want and actually enjoying the game the way it should be. I'm not usually a fan of voiceovers, but I particularly like your style of breaking down each process and explaining your next move. Makes it easier for myself personally to multitask and still follow along. Keep up the good work. You'll be at 1,000 subscribers before you know it. So, Troy, thank you very much for that. And I actually wanted to touch on something that he said. And by the way, the B-roll footage right now, it's there's a lot of skilling kind of clips in this video. So if you're into low level ups and whatnot, I guess this is gonna be the episode for you. But I want to touch on the fact that he said a video that isn't based off of efficiency and grinding, but rather doing what you want and actually enjoying the game. So this is what I've kind of, I hope you guys kind of take that and apply it. I'm not saying that don't ever be efficient. Obviously, you want to be efficient with some things, and of course, I do too, but not all the time. I've always kind of been about being a casual player, and although I've played Scape since I was like, I don't even know how old, since like 4th grade. I don't even know how old I was back then, but I've been playing for a very long time, so my knowledge of the game is pretty strong. As far as some of the newer things that have come out, like, different methods and whatnot. By the way, I didn't find this Runescape on the ground in Varrock. I actually got it from the Zami Warriors, but I forgot to record it, so I just dropped it on the floor. Whatever. It took me like 112 kills there, but I finally got it. So, I'm not saying never be efficient or never do any of that, but some of these newer things that have come out and these newer methods that have been released, after old school has been out for a long time, I'll admit, I'm not familiar with all of them. And so it is kind of a little bit of a learning curve, even for me, for somebody who's played for so long. But, and I know there's people who come out with hardcores and they're like, first episode, they already have like a 99 and they hit up Wintertide and they got Monkey Madness done at level 13 combat. And I'm like, whoa. Slow your roll, homie. Like, that's awesome. And could I do the same thing? Yeah. But like, especially on a hardcore, that's a little scary, man. Going doing Monkey Madness and trying not to get one hit. I actually had a dream that I lost my hardcore status. I'm probably gonna let myself die at some point because the the fact of just having the hardcore status is kind of spooky at times, and I feel like it does hold me back from doing things, if that makes sense. I don't know, but also, a little bit of questing in here too. We did Fight Arena. We wanted to do some things to give me some attack XP so I could, 40 attack, so I could actually wield my Rune Scimitar. And, I'm not going to lie. I ran into a situation, all right? In the situation, I was here at Hill Giants. Now, first of all, I didn't really have good gear. I think I was killing them in a initiate helmet and graceful legs, so I'm really not doing too well in the gear department. And as of right now speaking, I guess a little spoiler, I'm still not doing too well in the gear department. We're gonna get there, trust me, I will get there eventually. But I was trying to kill Hill Giants so I get a Cosmic Rune. Why do I want a Cosmic Rune? Well, I have a crafting level and I have a Sapphire, and I wanted to be able to make a games necklace to make my life a little bit easier so I could teleport to a couple places. And the Hill Giant just didn't want to give me a Cosmic Rune. And I'm like, well, I could go, I'm pretty sure the Wilderness Rune Shop sells Cosmic Runes, but that's scary. You never want to go to the Wilderness as a hardcore because, like, you could just get PK and then you're done. And that's just not fun at all. So I was, like, caught in a predicament. I'm sitting there thinking, like, dang, man, like, I'm doing all this grinding and I'm getting beat up by Hill Giants and I'm smacking them with my Rune Scimitar with some graceful legs, all for a Cosmic Rune. And you know what? I didn't get one. And I still don't have one. Like right now, me speaking with my account, I still do not have a Cosmic Rune. So I'm pretty sure I'm just going to have to start rune crafting and just suck it up and get it done that way. Speaking of the clips right now that you're seeing, most of these clips, by the way, are when I'm streaming. And I apologize. This had to have been some boring content to watch because I was just fishing and fishing and fishing and then wood cutting and then cooking and then fire making, all the really newbie stuff. But it's helpful, especially fishing, because I'm like, I'm not gonna go back to Artie and I'm not gonna steal more cakes and bread. I know everybody's kind of familiar with that. If you want starter food, you can get your thieving up real quick and go get cakes. And I'm like, I can't live off of cakes forever. So let me grind this out now, even if it's not too much. Let me go buy some feathers. I had a little bit of money and I'd be able to get my fishing up. But I'm pretty sure I got it to 40 I got to 40 fishing with the feathers that I had. I think I bought either 300 or 500 feathers, and I was able to use all those up. And that was good because, of course, I burned some fish, but I was able to cook all of my raw trout and my raw salmon, and then I was able to start a little bit of Slayer. And I was hoping that if I was able to start Slayer, I would get a task of some certain monsters that would eventually give me Cosmic Runes, and I still didn't get Cosmic Runes. That was really my main focus, was like, all right, let's slay it up and let's get some Cosmic Runes, and I've gotten nothing so far. These clips, they seem out of place. They're not. They seem jumpy because they are, but they're not out of place. You saw me train range a little bit. And the reason why you saw me do a little bit of ranging is because I actually got an Ogre task. I got an Ogre Slayer task, and I went to go melee them, and that was just not happening. That was just not going to happen. I was going to have to make numerous amounts of trips because they were just smacking me like crazy. So I decided to start training my range up, and that's another thing. When you play an Ironman mode, not just a hardcore, but when you play an Ironman account, it really does make you think. And I think a lot of you guys who have made one or have watched people playing one, I think you can agree on this. You start to like. It's not that you learn new things. You do learn new things, but it's more so like, oh my God, if I'm in a position where I need a certain item and I can't just go buy it, what do I have to do? And you have to plan it out. And it's like you're playing RuneScape, but you're playing it in a completely different way. And it's very, very interesting. I don't know. It's just very, very interesting because I wanted to kill ogres, but obviously I needed range. And I needed range, but how am I going to get my range up? And so my idea was I just bought all the short bows that I could buy up to maple, I think they sell. And then somebody on my stream was like, no, you want to use a bone crossbow. And I'm like, dude, how did I forget about the bone crossbow? So then I'm like, all right, let's work our range up to 28 to go get the crossbow. But then you need to do a quest. And then for the quest, I needed more levels. And it's just like, it's like a never ending cycle of something or some levels or requirements that you need. And it's good that it's like that, and I feel like JaGeX is really smart in these sort of ways, where they kind of know they're like, all right. Now, before I say this, of course, these quests were out before Ironman was ever, thought of, but it's like, okay, how can we set this up so somebody can't just run through and do all these quests without having any skills? It's almost like, obviously they deliberately did it. I'm not saying that it's like a coincidence, but I think it's very smart how they did things, because in order to use a crossbow, right, you would think, all right, I want to use a crossbow. I'm just going to get my range up and then I can use it. And theoretically, you could for most things, but in order to use, like, for instance, the Dorgan crossbow, I need to get a quest done. And just because I need my range level for the bow doesn't mean that I'm not going to need other levels as a quest requirement. It's like they force you to build your account in a way. And I don't know, I'm probably rambling. It definitely sounds like I'm rambling because I am. But doing the Lost Tribe quest though was not only good for my bow, but it also gave me the Ring of Life, which I totally forgot about. And that's very good because that's what I'm going to be using for a very long time now. This video is about to end, and I noticed that, and so I guess I'm going to say my goodbyes now. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you guys could, remember to leave a like down below. If you're not subscribed already and you're new to the channel, hit the sub button. We're trying to get to 1K subs so I can pretty much re-monetize this channel and get things going. But we are over 600 total level, which is pretty nice, slowly grinding. And yeah, so I guess we're just gonna try to run these couple seconds out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Peace!